In a studio just above the ground, there lived a YouTuber. Not a nasty, dirty, dingy studio filled with the leftovers of past takeaways and funky smells, nor yet a lifeless, boring, uninspiring studio. There's nothing in it to make videos or unbox the latest tech. It was a YouTuber studio, and that means
it's filled with things that I really didn't need but really wanted, and I tried to justify them to my partner by telling her I need it for my YouTube. Let's show you around. Usually other YouTubers would be telling you to like and subscribe at this point, but I'm going to assume you already did that after hearing the intro. Big up Lord of the Rings. So welcome to Take It Easy. This is my 2022 work from home, YouTube studio, gaming room, man cave, setup tour thing. And if you're watching this and thinking, God, I will never be able to get to anything like that, this was my setup just 2 years ago. You can do it, keep grinding. So let's take you around the main setup. So Corsair K100, not only a fantastic gaming keyboard, but the dial and macro keys on the side make it perfect for editing and other tasks. Mouse, or mice I should say, I use the new wireless Corsair K65 for gaming, but recently I've been using this. This is the Lunar Artefacts pointer instrument. It's a super unique artisan take on your everyday mouse. It has real leather, equestrian inspired stitching, and a brass base. It also comes with QI charging, so I can just pop it on my wireless charger that I built into my desk when I'm not using it. Honestly, this mouse just adds so much character to the setup, and I like how mature it feels. I actually do use it for gaming too recently, as the sensitivity is great, and I've not been playing many FPS games, so I don't really need that extra sensitivity of a gaming mouse. I do have a full review on this over on my channel if you're interested, so you can check it out after this video. Moving around though, as well as installing a wireless charger, I also did something a little bit different to hide my keyboard cables and make my space just that little bit more practical. I made another hole in my desk and popped in this USB hub / SD card reader from Icebox. I'm so glad I did this. It saves me fumbling around under my desk for my SD card reader, and it's just super convenient, to be honest. It also helps hide my keyboard cables, like I say, which is an added bonus. I'll put a link to all this if you want to do it yourself in the description so you can copy it. Now, just in front of the Icebox hub, I have got my Orbit Key desk mat. Now, I love the look of this. It's also very practical. I keep my documents and plans for my full-time job under here, where you can just slide pieces of paper and keep them from getting folded up. Only criticism being is that it doesn't stay still. There is zero grip on my desk, which is a huge shame. I am kind of considering switching it out, but I do really like the utility and the look of it. Also from Orbit Key, I've got my Orbit Key Nest, where I keep all my grab and go everyday carry gadgets from my office days. It also doubles as a wireless charger, so it's a really little handy thing to have. So inside includes my MW08s from Master and Dynamic. I use these a lot at home as well, especially when I'm recording B-roll and just, wandering around the house and doing my everyday tasks. But that's not the only audio I use. I also have the Master and Dynamic MW65s, which are an insane pair of headphones, beautifully designed, excellent sound quality, much like the MW08s, and these are the MG20s, which are the best looking and sounding headset I've ever had. It's a 7.1 surround sound and has lots of little buttons for controlling volume, mic sensitivity, and just everything you need really. Aside from it being geared for gaming though, because it is from a luxury brand I guess, the sound quality is fantastic, and the call quality during Teams calls and Discord conversations is amazing as well. And I actually rarely, if at all, actually ever take these headphones off. I actually use them for music as well, and I did relay that feedback back to Master and Dynamic. I think they are an amazing pair of headphones. Yes, they are expensive, but in my opinion, they're worth every penny. Last of the bits and bobs on the desk are this rather beautifully designed air purifier. It's from a company called Cado, I think that's how you pronounce it. It was designed for small spaces like an office, bedroom, room or even a car, and yeah, it does what it says on the tin really. I find it helps with the dust in the room, and I like the ambience the light gives off actually. The build quality is also great, it has a nice bit of weight to it, and it sits really nicely on the desk shelf. I have to admit, I actually like the sound of it when I'm working, like the ambient noise it gives off, so I don't know if that's weird or not, but it sort of sends me into this trance and helps me focus. But yeah, this is the air purifier and lamp from Cado. If you want one for yourself, there will be a link down below in the description. Now, moving away from some of the more practical stuff, you might have noticed this fantastic thing. This is the Flyte Royal levitating light bulb, and it is absolutely awesome, and it's probably my favorite cosmetic item of the whole setup. Now, Flyte actually sent this out to me a while back. The unboxing felt really luxury, and the product itself was just so premium. To set it up, you need to use both hands, and it's recommended that you use your guide as well, but after a short while, you'll likely get used to placing the bulb and you don't actually need to use it, but again, it's recommended you do. The light is actually quite important to my setup as well. Not only does it add a bit of warmth and fun to the setup, but it's also become a crucial element in my video backdrops as well. I think it adds a little bit of movement to the backdrops, and it's just really subtle and it looks really nice in the corner there. It's a beautifully designed product and I really could not recommend it enough. As always, there will be links down below if you want to pick one up for yourselves. Moving on to some of the other gadgets, I have my lava ball from Zenlet. This was a recent purchase. It's a real lava rock and it doubles as a diffuser if you add some essential oils to it, but mainly I just like the look of it, and to be honest, it makes a great fidget toy. It's like an anxiety / stress release thing I do during the day. Now, there's a few more things sat on this shelf that I got from Etsy of all places actually. First being my PC soundbar from Creative. I think I reviewed this one around 2 years ago now. It comes with a sub which is just below the desk. Not quite audiophile sound quality, I'll admit, but I really like the size and how it sits on a desk, and it's also great for gaming and movies. Below that I have my Stream Deck, which I actually mainly use for shortcuts to certain apps and to control my Elgato light around the room, which I'll talk a bit more about later on. Also I have my Soundblaster audio DAC from Creative as well, which I use occasionally. I'll use wired headsets if my MG20s run out of battery, for example. Now onto the beast herself. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because we're not a PC channel, but this is my crazy over-the-top custom gaming PC that I really didn't need, but at the same time it does genuinely save me a lot of time when editing. It has an RTX 3090 OC, Ryzen 5950X and 64GB of RAM, and a small dent in it from when my girlfriend found out how much I spent on it. Anyway, monitor wise, we have one 4K 144Hz panel from LG. I believe it's the LG GP950B. This has become my main monitor now, and then off to the left I've got my 1440p 240Hz Alienware AW27D, which occasionally will still get used for some competitive gaming for that 240Hz refresh rate. Favorite is by far the LG one though. Just love the crisp 4K image quality, and with it being OLED, games and movies just look absolutely insane. Now the fun doesn't stop there. Considering this is a tiny room, there's a lot in it. So spinning past my acoustic panels from AccuPanels, which I will add looks absolutely awesome in my opinion, we have my Lifx beam lights, which they look great, but I absolutely loathe them because they just never seem to work. I've tried everything and kind of gave up with support because I feel like I shouldn't have even been having the problems in the first place. To actually get them working, I need to connect an old phone and it just gets all long and complicated. So I kind of really want to swap these out, to be honest, but they look nice, I'll give it that. Past that though, we have another setup. So let's start off with the desk. So Flexispot sent this out to me, but the first thing I'm gonna say is that it's really annoyed me, genuinely. Yeah, I'm gonna make the marketing manager from Flexispot a little bit nervous here, and I'm doing it on purpose. Anyway, it annoys me because this desk from my main setup cost me almost £1,500 with the drawers and all the other added extras. This Flexispot one costs what, £350, and it's better. A lot better. No joke, it's quieter, it's faster, it was easier to assemble, the touch controls are more modern, and I'm even convinced the wood top is better quality as well. And it's less than half the price. A lot less than half the price. So yeah, I'm annoyed I didn't find out about them sooner, genuinely, but I couldn't recommend Flexispot enough if you're looking for a sit-stand desk. I genuinely love it so much that I'm actually considering taking the loss on the big desk behind me and getting another Flexispot desk for my real setup. They've got several different styles and sizes to choose from and having all the features you need, including anti-collision. Definitely recommend them, and they've got plenty more stuff as I'm going to show you soon. Anyway, this standing desk from Flexispot replaced a rubbish one I got for around £30 off Amazon, and this is where I record all of my videos. I've kitted the desk out with everything I need. I've got various little arms for cameras, microphones and lights. To the left I've got my Elgato ring light, which is great. I can control that from my PC or my phone. Then on the right I've got my proper professional, I think it's the Amaran 100 XD or 200 XD, I've forgotten which version it is. This thing is huge. It's also amazing value for money though. I think this is a real step in the right direction for me, getting some professional lights. I also have a few different backdrops that I play around with. I just got those from Amazon. There's so many of them out there. Also around here I have two desk chairs. My first one is from Noble Chairs. It's very comfy, it looks great, and it stays at a neutral temperature in the summer and the winter. Then Flexispot actually sent me out a chair as well, which I was not expecting, and no joke, it feels just as good as my £1,000 chair that I have at the office back in London. Genuinely so impressed with Flexispot and their products. I really could not recommend them enough. Recording equipment wise, we have my Rode Mic NTG, great microphone. It was quite expensive but worth every penny in my opinion. It's been serving me well for over 12 months now. As for the camera, I use the Fujifilm SX10. Can't really show you much because that's what I'm using to record right now. But the other bits I have a cheapish monitor that if I just want to see what's going on more on a larger screen, I sometimes plug that in. And then I've got my acoustic panels from Elgato behind the wall. Now these Elgato wave panels have been absolutely amazing. I really love the aesthetics. A lot of people tend to go for the cheaper acoustic panels from Amazon. I can totally see why. I considered them myself, but I feel like these Elgato wave panels just look so much better, and I think they actually work better. I think someone on YouTube actually did a test, testing them against the cheap Amazon ones that everybody seems to get, and they actually work a little bit better, so they are worth the slightly higher price tag. Now, if I was to go through absolutely every single accessory in this desk setup tour, we would be here for at least another half an hour, so I think this is a good place to end it. I am planning a best accessories and gadgets video, which will be coming shortly to the channel, so write down in the comment section desk setup 2022 to let me know you're still here, and then give my setup a rating and let me know how I can improve on it for next time. Before we go though, I do want to give an honorable mention to Nanoleaf. Now Nanoleaf haven't sponsored this video in any way, shape or form, but what they did do is feature my setup in their article, and in return they sent me some extra Nanoleaf element panels, and I have to say the Nanoleaf Elements are some of the best looking lights for aesthetics you can get at the moment. They give off such a warm, cozy vibe, and they really actually help me concentrate on my work and editing, especially in the evening. Anyway, we are going to end it there today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see a little bit more of what we do on the channel here, do check out my recent Galaxy Z Fold 3 review or my Galaxy Watch 4 Classic review. For now though, I've been Alex, and this has been Take It Easy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.